we take a look at this example, you will see that things are a little different because the payment is delivered on a monthly basis. If I check the BMW's website and look at a car, it's a 528i sedan. The outdoor price is 54,125, and I want to figure out what my monthly car loan would be. What is my monthly payment? Based on a down payment of $10,000 and 60-month payback periods, and the rate is 3%. 3% is a nominal rate, which is measured at annual level. However, when your payment is delivered on a monthly basis, you should use the monthly rate, which means you're going to divide the annual rate by 12 to get the monthly rate. This is how exactly we do the calculation. So first of all, here is a car price, and I have a down payment of $10,000. Then in order to get a car loan, I first need to know how much I need to borrow. Well, the amount to finance is the price minus the down payment. So this is how much I need to borrow, $44,125. In total, I have 5 years to finance the car loan, and that gives 60 months. So in the calculation, my number period will be 60, and the interest is 3% per year or 0.25% per month. So this is a very important trick we need to know. We have to convert the annual rate into monthly rate just to be consistent. The number of periods is the number of months, and the interest is the monthly rate. So the payment output will be monthly payment. So this is the right way we do. So the number is 793, just as the BMW website yields. So right here is the wrong way to do it. Still, you have the same amount to finance. Well, you might thinking about, oh, okay, this is 60 months, so that's 5 years. So I have 5 years here. I use the annual rate here, so this is per annum. Then my payment here would be the annual interest. Then my payment here would be the annual payment, and you have one annual payment, and then you just divide it by 12. You have the wrong number output here for your car loan. So why this is wrong? It's because when we're considering the time value of money, $1 today is worth more than $1 in the future. Likewise, in any particular year, a payment delivered in January is worth more than a payment delivered in December or in July. So we cannot treat each monthly payment equally because they are not at the same time spot. So this way, we cannot simply divide an annual payment by 12 because each month's payment should be treated differently, although the number could be same. The last questions of your first assignment are here, and these questions are more complicated and are more difficult compared to the previous questions. But don't worry, I'm going to help you doing these problems one by one. First, you're buying a car priced at $28,000. The car dealer offers two options, either 0% financing for 3 years or $3,000 rebate with a 6% financing rate for 3 years. So option 1, it's 0% financing, and option 2, you have 6% financing. So this is the interest rate. The thing is, if you pay interest, then you would have an instant cash off from the price. Instead of paying $28,000, you are paying $28,000 minus the $3,000 rebate. So essentially, you are paying $25,000. But if you choose 0% financing, you are paying the full $28,000. So this is going to be the present value for you to finance. And you want to know which option would be better for you. So you are going to check what the monthly payment would be based on each of the options. One, 0% financing with a higher price or higher loan to borrow, and another with a 6% interest rate with a lower principal. In order to do that, you are going to use the payment function of Excel, and then the interest rate, you just pick the interest rate here and make sure it is a monthly rate. That's very important because your car loan payment is delivered on a monthly basis. So use a monthly rate. Then how many months are you paying back? You have a 3 years. You're going to use a 3 times 12. That's going to give you 36 months. And here is your present value. Just click it. You have a 0 future value, and the type is 0 because for car loans or for mortgage loans or credit card bill payments, it's made at the end of each period. And then you hit enter. This would be your answer. Okay. And you do the same trick for the next option. The rate is a 6%, and be careful, you have to make it a monthly rate by dividing 12. And number of periods, again, is 36 months, and the present value you're financing is $25,000. And I can just ignore all the other inputs because future value is 0, type is 0. If I ignore them, then the Excel will automatically assume they're zeros. So I just didn't input value for them. All right. So the second option is better because you would need to pay less monthly payment if you choose a rebate, higher interest rate. Okay, the next one is about financing a credit card bill. So you just have some credit card debt, okay, and your principal is $7,000. Is that a cash inflow or outflow? Well, the thing is, you're financing with a credit card company, and the $7,000 is the debt you pay. So when you borrow the debt, you have a $7,000 cash, and then the cash will immediately be spent on the things you just purchased. It could be a second-hand car, it could be an Xbox with 400 games, whatever. So the thing is, we are checking the financial relationship between you and the credit card company. So you have a positive $7,000 borrowed from them. So this is a cash inflow for you. And you are going to make annual payment of a monthly payment of $125. And you want to know how long does it take to pay the principal back. Well, this question is about solving for the number of periods. You want to know how long it takes, right? So this is a monthly payment, so everything needs to be at monthly level. The NPER generated from this formula will be number of months, and the rate here should be a monthly rate. And then for the payment, your payment is $125, and this should be negative. You pay that money, and this is a cash outflow. And then your present value is $7,000. As I said, you just get $7,000 from the credit card company for expenditure. There's no future value, and the type is 0 because the payment is made at the end of each period. Okay, so at the end of each period. All right, so this is how long it's going to take. It's going to take 82.5 months. So what about if I do this? If I put a positive 125, then positive $7,000, the Excel would not function, okay? It would generate some weird numbers because the cash flow of payments should have a different signs than the principal. This is how Excel functions. And also, if I have a 24% interest rate instead of 12% interest rate per year, then what would happen? So Excel would give me a error because if the interest rate is at 24%, that's too high. And the $7,000 times monthly interest, which is 2%, would be $140. Okay, so 7,000 times 24% my fictitious interest rate divided by 12, so that would be $140. Would the $125 be enough just to cover the interest? Definitely not. And you're not even paying back any penny of the principal. So if the interest rate is at 24% and you only pay 125% per month, you will never ever pay back your credit card bill. And in this country, the credit card company charge very high interest rate. So just to be aware of what you're getting into. The next one, you are planning to buy a second house at the price of $400,000 with a 20% down payment, and the bank offers a mortgage loan rate at 4% per annum. What is your monthly mortgage payment if you decide to finance for 15 years? So this is about solving for payment, and your rate here is 4%, and you know you are paying mortgage on a monthly basis, so the interest has to be divided by 12. And you have a 15 years, and it also needs to be converted to the number of months, which is 180 months. What is your present value here in the function? Well, you know that you're getting $400,000 worth of house. And is that what you are financing in total, $400,000? The answer is no. You're only financing the full price minus the down payment. You're just financing the 80% of the full price. So you are going to use the full price multiplied by 1 minus the 20% down payment rate. All right. So you are financing $320,000. That's how much you borrow from the bank. And then the future value is 0 because you have no lump sum payment 15 years later other than the monthly mortgage payment. And the payment method is at the end of each period. Then hit enter. So this is how much you pay for your monthly mortgage. The last question here is a little tougher. You are planning to save for your retirement. Suppose that you work 40 years to save the money and then you spend 20 years to spend the money during your retirement. And the money you need to spend during retirement is $6,000 each month, and you should get the money at the beginning of each month, otherwise you would starve the whole month. Then I want you guys to answer how much you need to hold at the very beginning of your retirement. You want to know how much money do you need for the retirement. Is that $1 million, $2 million, or some other amount? And the second question I want you guys to answer is how much do you need to save during your working period, and you gotta save at the end of each month after you get a paycheck, which is at the end of each your working month, and then you put in a saving account toward your retirement. And interest rate is assumed to be 5%. So you have a two stage. The first stage is a working stage where you get paid and save. And the second stage is a retirement stage where you just receive the pension and spend the money. The working stage lasts for 40 years and the retirement stage lasts for 20 years. The interest rate is always 5%. And you also need to know that during your retirement, you are spending $6,000 per month, and you are getting the money at the beginning of each month. And you want to know how much you need to save during your working stage, and your payment method is made at the end. Okay, so what is connecting here is the amount of retirement fund. So how much fund do you need to get after your working stage right before the retirement stage? So this fund is the present value of the retirement stage, and it is also the future value of the working stage. Okay, just to try to explain that. So we're talking about the same lump sum money which is your total retirement fund right at the beginning of retirement, or your total saving for 40 years. And how do I solve for this one? It is the present value of the retirement. I got all the information needed here. So the interest rate is 5%. Since the payment is on a monthly basis, I will divide the 5% by 12. And I have a 20 years multiplied by 12. This will give me a 240 month. And this is the payment I'm going to receive. That is $6,000. And the future value is 0 because after 20 years of retirement, I don't receive any money, or I don't allocate some money to other people. So the future value here, future cash flow, is 0. And the type right here is 1 because I get paid at the beginning of each period. So this is how much I need to save toward my retirement. It's nearly $1 million. It's 912,940. All right. And during my working stage, this is my goal. I'm going to put a negative sign in front of it. So I need to save this much money, $912,000. So how exactly do I achieve that goal? I need to solve for my monthly payment. The interest rate is 5% divided by 12, and I have a 40 years times 12. So that's 480 a month. And today I just graduated with 0 endowment, so my present value here or cash inflow today is 0. And then the $912,000 is my future value. All right, and the type here is 0 because I can only save after I get a paycheck after the end of each month. And then this would be my monthly saving toward retirement. This is around $600, which is not that bad.